Now, this is not 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 to give people good ideas to worsen corruption, because it's bad enough as it is. Oh shit! But, oh, but to make sure that we all know the dangers of the movie about social media, where there's this girl or young woman who gets a job at this social media place. It's a fictitious, it's fiction, not a real place, not Instagram, not Facebook, but it's another place. And she works there, and they, with her working there, they get the idea because she gets a great role in the company, and not great, but they like her, and she's like the right hand of the what do you call it, the boss's right hand, and then she's on stage with him, and she gets some ideas, and they get the idea to register everyone on no, not Facebook, but something similar to Facebook, uh, instead of the databases in at the social services, and all the details about people should be registered there. That's that fiction movie, science fiction, but it's not. Well, our society is like science fiction, but not that we're registered there, but with a lot of data about what if you watched there and there and things like that. And well, people think it's that they got. I've heard stories about people getting shocked how much data was collected just on Facebook about their activity outside. I can see that it says activity outside of Facebook. I didn't. I've heard about it, but I forgot it again, and now, yeah, no, yeah, I can see that. I don't care. I'm just a human being. We are all human beings, or beings that, if I felt, at least. And uh, who cares? I don't care. I'm not. I don't look at criminal or something totally crazy like. Um, uh, yeah, whatever. Not, I'm not a terrorist trying to find out how to produce a bomb or something like that. Um, but in that movie, they all get registered on that social media, and they get the idea that they can make some camera. No, yeah, some cameras where they can always track down people. And there's this woman who works at a place with laundry place. No, that's where she or as a cook or something like that. And she's a criminal, and they track her down, and they get her, they catch her and get her in prison. And then there's a man, a friend of her, the woman or the young woman who works at that social media place. She There's an old friend. She hasn't seen him for a while, so she then on stage with this new uh, technology, she tries to track him down. He's driving around on a bridge, and he's uh, I don't remember what he's trying to get away from, and the camera is uh, or maybe he's not trying to get away. I don't remember. Maybe there's someone after him, or I can't remember exactly. And the cameras are tracing him, and she wants contact with him. Why did she lose contact with her best friend? And then I think he drives out uh, uh, off the bridge, and he dies. And she's of course sad, uh, who wouldn't be. She produced that technology that killed her best friend, and then, or not to produce, but she was part of that idea. There's also something about her being um, everything in her life is watched by people. She's wearing cameras, and they can see and hear and everything what she's doing from morning to, as also when she's sleeping all day long, like the Truman Show, all through the 24 hours of the day. Every day they can comment on what she's saying and things like that. And uh, okay, so then she has to figure out, does she want to stay at the company, because her friend has said that, told her that they are crazy, they're ruining her life, or it's a crazy place to work, and she had changed. And after he died, then I think she's reflecting and considering whether she should stay at the company, and she decides that she wants to stay and keep working there. And she just like forgets about her friend. They died. Well, who cares? And then she moves on in her life, still working at that place where all the social activities. It's like all through the 24 hours of the day. That they are there at night in they are supposed to be a part of all these social activities. If they're not, they're criticized by bosses or colleagues. And there's someone who has I don't remember, there's this black guy who there's something about him and something kept secret that I don't remember. um, uh, and the dangers I think about now, thinking about the time of Jesus' birth and death, and the census and the people being registered. What if we did like that movie, uh, registered people on social media, that, for example, Facebook, and then it not being people you could trust, then they could just remove a person's data and say, well, you don't exist, like biblical times. But it's of course not possible because you have friends and family. But they just killed you, and well, you don't exist anymore. Bye bye love, bye bye happiness, bye bye, and just deleted everything about you, and told your friends that this and this happened, and because now it's social services, and even though there's a lot of lying about people, and a lot of well, lying maybe is a very harsh word and hard word, uh, but it at least uh, distorted truth, truth, distorted subjective facts. uh, and it would be even worse if it was all uh, at this social media platform, uh, and us all being one on social media, like all nations from Australia to Africa to Greenland, India, wherever. Uh, uh, and you could imagine that being like the Babel Tower, just being everything just disappearing, all your data, and no one knew anything about who anyone was. No one had a social security number, and that would be uh, because it had to be a very trustworthy group of people, and we know Facebook people are not. They are uh, they have their own agendas, and like Twitter owners and all the other social media, they have their own agendas of what they want to create, what kind of world. Who I There was a time when there were no comments or anything on my videos or my posts or on Facebook, and I asked some of my friends, because I'm not the kind of person who just get sad and oh, they don't like me. I ask, why have you seen this? No, I haven't. And people would say, because it didn't show in their feeds, even though they didn't block me or something like that. So Facebook can actually control who sees what, so that people don't see this. And it's the same with YouTube and all other media. Google, there you can buy words. It's going to be like that on YouTube, of course, soon, that you can buy words and okay, you will pop up, or maybe it's already like that. I know it's like that on Google for business owners if they want, like if my company was named Heidi Blip or something like that, they I could buy the word Blip and then pay a lot of money for that and get it associated with my web page, so that it would be pop up as one of the first um, results in a Google search. Um, so that with people wanting to make money, and it's business, it's makes it difficult to say that, well, Facebook is, they just want us to be happy and they want everything good for us, or well, not if they don't agree with what I sing or post, or they will just try to get it away from the attention. And the same with Twitter. Elon Musk was talking about buying Twitter, and I think he still wants to buy Twitter. And he has his own agendas as well, even though he pretends to be a good person, and he wants Twitter to be a good place for people to just be happy and good to each other. Of course, there is more to it than that. He's a business owner. He wants to sell cars. He wants attention to the green energy and electricity instead of gasoline or diesel to get more attention than if there was someone saying, well, I don't think gasoline and diesel is a problem, and here this is what some research shows. Then he will try to remove it for people not to see it if there's enough of it, and that's just how it works. And that's the danger also with, if thinking about trying to create a combined social media and database like the social services place to register details about people. People are not objective, and of course they are not that at the social services either. And it can be that if you live somewhere, you haven't lived there all your life, you have not lived there more than some years, and a person that you are in some kind of battle with because of something that the social services have to are the ones who decide the out what the out what who wins that battle. Then they may think about who lived here the longest and how do we know. We know the family, we know and also that can also have an influence. But in most cases you at least hope that people who are hired by the government are ethical, moral people who know that there are rules to follow. It's not the same with Facebook and Twitter and all these business owners and people being able to buy here and there. There's no commercials on what in Denmark is called borger.dk. That's the citizen.dk, where uh, you for example, if you want to apply for this or that, or or there are things you do through citizen.dk, translated from borger.dk into English. That yeah, so it's not possible, and this is just a warning.